Good morning, everyone. Just wanted to drop in with a little note of gratitude because I've just been so encouraged along the campaign trail and really want to shout out some people who make the magic happen and share more about the type of campaign that I'm running. Uh, for those of you who didn't realize, I've been sharing, but I am a mother. I'm also a single mother, and all women in public life, especially those of us who have families to care for, juggle more than what meets the eye. And it's important to really understand that to run a professional campaign with volunteer power, staffers, and childcare, it takes a lot of coordination. And this is exactly what you would get from me in office as someone who can manage multiple projects and demands at once because, well, I know how to rely on others and automate different parts of my work, my life, my civic life as well. Child care, I'll first shout out the kid's father. This is my ex husband, Zach. He has driven from Addison, where he lives, daily to make sure he gets the kids and feeds them, puts them to bed, and sometimes has been available to take them to school in the morning as well. Um, I've had one paid staffer who started with phone banking for me and then moved into managing our field efforts and is now our deputy campaign manager. That's Michael Outlaw. Y'all have been meeting him along the campaign trail, really brings the energy. Someone who is recently in the classroom but also had campaign staff experience out of Maryland and brought a lot to this campaign and helped me make a lot of incredible connections out here in the community. Also, want to shout out Amisha Neal, who has been there every day at the polls, rain or shine, wind or sun, whatever it is, and also help to manage staff and other volunteers in this get out the vote phase. Cheryl Lafferty for hosting a get together in her home for Bridgewater, Jada Howard for supporting with correspondence and with some door knocking. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Daryl Evans, who is a former candidate for House District 89, and coming through with not only support at the polls to greet you there, but also managing a phone bank effort for me. I'll shout out North Compass Consulting, that's Sam Niveres, who unfortunately had to drop out of the race, but that's just so he could continue to run his business and take care of his family. And I'm sure we're going to see him back out here. So thank you for your efforts, your endorsement, and the support that you've provided through your work. And I'll also shout out the campaign of Evan Hunt and support with door knocking another day. So as you see, this takes multiple people. I want to shout out Jordan Wheatley for early efforts to get the campaign plan written and to work on strategy with me as well. That's really the bedrock of how this campaign is run. And I've also committed to running a campaign where volunteers feel like they have the time, the effort, the flexibility they need, and anyone doing extensive efforts, nearly full time, to be paid. So I do have Michael Outlaw on staff, and I also pay union printers so that all of the materials that you see from me, whether it's the documents I put on your door, I hand you at the polls, or the signs that you see from me, they are all printed with a union printer, which means that the workers are paid a fair wage. That's important to me as well, and a value that I carry with me into this campaign. So, my values of mothering, of creativity, of family, of paid living wages, right? These are ways that I lead, and I will continue to show up in the community for you. And that's why I get to show up rested and ready to speak with people, because I have this engine running. And so, yes, those mailers you received also union printed. Worked with local designers, worked with local folks here as well to support any volunteer efforts that you saw. And sometimes friends of mine have come from other cities or from other places in the nation to come knock some doors, to poll greet you, to show up in community with you. So I just really have to shout out the entire community that makes the Melissa H. Belade for Princeton ISD campaign engine run. And I thank you all for your time, your support, your endless encouragement, your understanding, your feedback, because that's how I grow and that's how I become the leader that Princeton will continue to get.